Hey guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today on the video, we are talking about multiple offers and things that you can do to help your offer stand out from the rest. And we're going to talk about that coming up. Hey guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. Your old buddy Tim back in the studio today. Little change from the design center because we have to keep it nice and neat, and you can tell I am anything but today. So, hey, today on the program, I want to talk a little bit about multiple offer situations and things that you can do to help your offer stand out. Now, we talk about this a lot on the show about how we are in a very hot market in some parts of town. And multiple offers are not unusual. Multiple offers are just that. A property is getting multiple offers from multiple potential buyers who want to buy the property. So by the very nature of the multiple offer, it's almost like I don't want to call it a bidding war, but it is a situation where you want to bid your best price. And that's what we're going to start off with. I've got, 9, 10, 11, 15, 28 reasons here, things you can do to help get noticed. And number one is this: make the best offer that you can make. All right. Now you've got to understand, if this is a multiple offer situation, this is not a time to lowball. I hate you lowballers. I'm sorry, I do. If you've got multiple people who want the same property, you're pretty much guaranteed that those offers are probably going to be full price or even above. We see that. They're going to have minimal closing costs. They're going to have very attractive terms. So if you are hoping to compete in a multiple offer situation, you can't lowball. You can't make unruly demands. So the very first tip, and really if you don't do this one, the rest of them are moot, is make the very best offer that you can make and hope for the best. Now, by saying make your very best offer, I don't mean that you have to overbid. Let's say that the property is $200,000 and you really want the property, so you are going to bid $200,000, but you're willing to go to 205. So what you would do is you would have your realtor, hopefully me, do what's called an escalation clause. An escalation clause, kind of like the old eBay, where you can set your bid and it would increment it for you up into your maximum limit. That's what an escalation clause is. Let's say you're putting in an offer of $200,000, but you're willing to go to 205. Your realtor would create this escalation clause that says we are offering $200,000, but we are willing to increment our offer up X amount of dollars until we get to 205. That can be $100, $250, $500, what have you. So you are making a really good offer, but you are also protecting yourself. You're not going to overpay. You are just going to pay a little more than the highest offer up to your amount. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about best and final offers. When there is a multiple offer situation, many times the agent will collect all of the offers that come in and then get with the seller, and the seller may want to do what's called a best and final. The agent will then go back to all of the other agents who have submitted offers and say, okay, we've got a multiple offer situation. Please submit your best and final offer by 5 o'clock tomorrow. Best and final is just that. What is your best offer you're going to make without any negotiation, because this is final. That's really the offer that you need to make if you are going into into a multiple offer situation. So the first tip, make the absolute best offer that you can. Tip number two, don't demand closing costs. We see this a lot. It's kind of normal. Someone will make an offer on the house. Let's say it's a $200,000 house. They might offer, $200,000 with the seller contributing $5,000 toward closing costs. Now, closing costs are all over the board now. Typically, they can range 3 to 4%, even higher on some loans. So it's not unusual to see offers coming in asking for closing costs. However, you do not want to do that if you are in a multiple offer situation, because, again, you got to realize people are going to be submitting their best and final. these offers are going to be at least at closing or at sale price or above. Many are going to be with no closing costs. So you don't want to muddy your offer by demanding closing costs. Now, if you are in a situation where you do not have cash and you need to either have the seller contribute closing costs or finance them, well, if that's the case, you need to ratchet your offer up higher to cover the closing costs that you are asking for. But sellers are going to look at these things. They're going to look at, number one, how much they're being offered, and they're going to look at the closing costs, okay? This guy is offering me full price with no closing costs. This guy is offering me $2,000 above with $2,000 in closing costs. Same offer. Which one do you think they're going to take? Probably the one with no closing costs. All right? Another thing you can do to get your offer accepted is offer more earnest money. I swear, people are so cheap when it comes to earnest money. I have, $500,000 houses and buyers offering $100 in earnest money. Oh, you're killing me. The word earnest means that you're showing that you are earnest. You are serious about buying this property, hence the term earnest money. So offer earnest money that is in a good parallel with the price of the house. I'm a big fan of 10%. If it's a $200,000 house, $2,000 in earnest money is nice. Usually it's 3 to 4 to 5%. But again, if you want to show them that you're serious, offer more earnest money. If the offer doesn't go through, you get your earnest money back. It's a moot point, all right? So that's that one. The next one is don't have contingencies. Okay, if you've got to sell your house before you can buy their house, quite often that's a deal killer. All right, that's a contingency. That offer is contingent on you selling your house, or it's contingent on you getting funding, or it's contingent on a home inspection. There's a lot of different contingencies. Sellers hate contingencies. All right, if it's a brand new house, you walk through and you know it doesn't need much work, you don't have to have an inspection done. Remove that contingency. If you can somehow buy the house without having to sell your other house, remove that contingencies. Offers with the fewer contingencies are the ones that get taken seriously. All right. So if you do have a contingency, try to get it removed quickly. The next thing is be very flexible on a date to close. All right. Of course, cash deals can close quicker because there's no funding involved. You can close a cash deal in a matter of days rather than a matter of 4 to 6 weeks. So you want to offer a quick close, as quick a close as you can, and you can do that if you are offering cash or you've got a lender that says, hey, we can try to get this closed in 3 to 4 weeks, but also be flexible. And by that, I mean, offer to let the seller choose the closing date. All right, be flexible on that sort of thing. Also be flexible on where you want to close. I swear, I don't know why. Well, I do know why. But a lot of offers that come in now, they also, as part of the offer, want to close the deal at a certain title company. Now, I'm no different. I have my favorites that I work with, my favorite vendors, and I recommend them, but I never, ever make it conditional. All right. I think the law says that the buyer is the one that gets to choose the closing company, the title attorney. Now, the seller can use that as a negotiating chip, but at the end of the day, the buyer typically is the one who gets to choose that. But, if you don't care, don't make a big deal about it. That's another thing. For obvious reasons, when it comes to buying a house, things can often get contentious. It's us against them, buyer versus seller, agent versus agent. And I'm the same way. We all have a tendency to get a little defensive at times, to get offensive at times. The better you can play with others, the better you're going to get along, and the more chances are your offer is going to get accepted. So, excuse me. Next one is if you are going to have to get funding, you're going to need a pre-approval letter. So when you submit your offer, make sure the pre-approval letter is part of the offer package. That again shows them, hey, we're serious about this. We've already got our pre-approval letter. We're already working on funding. Here is our pre-approval letter from our mortgage company. This shows you that we are serious and we're not just kind of making offers without proving that we can pay for them. So always have the pre-approval letter. Another thing, I see this sometimes, is you can even add a personal note to the seller. Now, I've gotten these. There was a house that I had in Owens Crossroads, and a young family really wanted this house. So as part of the offer, they included a nice note to my seller with a photograph of the family, the mom, the dad, the 3 little Rugrats. It was very cute. The mom and dad said, hey, we're, John and Mary, we've been married 8 years. These are our kids, Buffy and Scotty. And Buffy and Scotty are so excited about buying your house and blah, blah, blah. This is where you tug on the heartstrings a little bit. You play on seller emotions. Sometimes sellers will go, yeah, whatever. But a lot of times, especially if there are females involved, that will perhaps pluck an emotional string and help you get noticed. So that's really it. Those are things you can do. Again, make the best offer you can make. Don't demand closing costs. Offer earnest money, a good amount of earnest money. Don't add contingencies. Don't base the offer on contingencies. Be quick to close and be flexible on who you close with and where. Make sure you have a pre-approval letter or a proof of funds. And if you like, include a nice personal note. So, at the end of the day, multiple offers are becoming quite normal. Again, put yourself in the position of the seller. All right. Sellers want to get the most money they can, but I have to tell you, it's not always the most money that wins the day. If there are, what are the closing costs? What are the contingencies? How quickly can we close? Is this cash? Is it a VA loan, which everybody hates because they're just so strict? There are a number of factors that go in. Don't fool yourself into thinking that the highest bidder always wins, because there's a whole lot more that goes into the decision making rather than just the price of the home. All right. Hey, I mentioned a couple of things in the video: closing companies, mortgage companies. We want to thank our sponsors on the program, Jacob Title, Stan McDonald and his folks down at Jacob Title. They are the hometown closers, and I don't know why I did that. It's like a single quote. Anyway, they're very good at what they do. They make it very easy for you. They do all the title work. They make sure everything is good to go. And if you tell Stan that you heard about it on the program, he will knock $100 off your closing cost. The other cog in the machine here is Stephen Allen at the mortgage firm. We call Stephen the mortgage, the miracle man, because he can work miracles when it comes to mortgages. He's very good at choosing the best mortgage for you, getting you pre-qualified quickly, getting that letter out to you, and getting everything done so it is smooth sailing. And if you mention to Stephen that you heard about the mortgage firm here on the program, he is going to he's going to give you an appraisal for free. That is a $450 value. All right. So there you go. It is a hot market in places, and multiple offers are somewhat normal. If I can do anything for you, especially dealing with multiple offers, it's something I'm good at from both sides. Give me a call, 679-0704, or look me up on the web, revolved.com, or on Facebook, and you can email me, tim@revolved.com.